There is no scientific justification whatsoever for keeping these restrictions in place. The rich countries of the world need to support the efforts of developing countries, economies that is, to access and to manufacture enough vaccine doses for their people without delay.
Joining me now to talk more about this is J. Stephen Morrison, Senior Vice President at the Center for Strategic and International Studies and Director of the CSIS Global Health Policy Center. Good to see you today.
Nice to see you.
Would you agree with the president that travel bans are punitive to countries like his that are now willingly testing vigorously and revealing the results of those tests?
I would agree that the restrictions on travel are going to have a limited impact on the transmission. They're going to buy a little bit of time. They'll slow things down a little bit, but they're not going to be very effective at control of transmission of Omicron, of the new variant. I also think we shouldn't be surprised by the outrage expressed by President Ramaphosa, South Africa. There's a deep sense of inequity that's run through this entire pandemic over the last 2 years in terms of limited access, affordable access to vaccines on a timely basis. And so this is seen as sort of a punishment coming on top of a very, very prompt and professional response by South Africa and Botswana to the discovery of this new variant. They disclosed immediately and fully, and they brought enormous capacity to the task. And then to have this happen with no consultations is a bit of an indignity and a sense of punishment. On the other hand, it's not surprising that with something like this occurs, and we're in the midst of great uncertainty, that caution will prevail. We learned some really tough lessons in 2020, and we're seeing a much speedier response in putting these bans in place. Exactly what happens next, as the Quebec official was outlining, there's big questions now about what type of testing will be done for those entering all of our countries, and how do we manage this?
Yeah.
We still don't know, and won't know for a couple of weeks, if this new variant is more dangerous and causes extreme illness and death. We still do not know if it's capable of escaping our immunity protections, our vaccines, or the immunities acquired through infection.
Yeah, Stephen, I'm a bit tight on time, but the irony of this as well is that there's a possibility this variant is a result of vaccine inequality. Can you speak to that?
Well, of course. I mean, this is the common theme that we're hearing. When you have large populations with uncontrolled transmission and uncontrolled replication, you're going to see variants emerge. And so in South Africa, we have 25% of the population fully vaccinated. We also have a very, very large population with compromised immune systems. We have 7.5 million people living with HIV. We have one of the world's worst tuberculosis pandemics. So you have a population in which lots of people could be infected with the virus and not be successful at ridding themselves of the virus, and so it stays within their systems and replicates. And it's that situation that is suspected to be where much of these variants come from. And Southern Africa is a place that is very ripe for that, and they've had very, very slow progress. The other thing I'd add is that this is a country and a region that has very strong vaccine hesitancy, if not outright hostility and refusal, and they're running up against that problem. And it's, as we've seen in North America, it's a very difficult problem to fix.
Yeah.